Welcome to Casual Swinger. If you're under 18, the following podcast is not appropriate for you. The subjects and language are for mature audiences only. If you're not mature in nature, just make sure you're old enough to vote. We don't take ourselves seriously, ever. No guarantee is given regarding the accuracy of any opinions or statements made on this podcast, our website, or our blog. It's all in fun, folks. This isn't Dr. Phil. Now, consider yourself, the listener, properly advised. Hey, welcome to Casual Swinger. Mallory here.
I'm Mickey.
And we have episode 19 for you guys today.
Oh my God.
True lies.
True lies.
Yes.
So many lies.
Oh my God, you're so big.
Hey, wait a minute. I am so big. You've been telling me for years.
Oh, we'll get into that a little later.
No, it's swinger season.
It is. It is literally, it's like springtime. The baby deer are coming out of the woods. Chicks are hatching and people are fucking like rabbits.
No, it is dead of fucking summer in Central Florida. It was 88 degrees yesterday. I was sweating like a whore in church trying to do stuff in the garage.
I know you're still new at this being a whole like Floridian thing, but that is spring here.
Yeah, I tried to wear jeans and I almost died.
Yeah.
No, don't do. The jeans are done.
No.
It's all like
anything linen is acceptable.
Oh, great. I can look like Don Johnson all the time. Sweet.
I support this.
All right. I'm Crockett. Who's Tubbs? I need a Tubbs. Where's my Tubbs? Not my dog either. Just because she's fat, she's not Tubbs.
She is fat. Your dog is a porker. Like she's basically a potbelly pig.
Oh,
at
well,
this point.
She smells like one. We had to throw her out this morning.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here, you stink. But hey, it is swinger season. There's lots of stuff going on. Just like Mallory said, we've been going to parties and doing stuff. Like,
yeah, we were out in Orlando at an SDC party. I mean, great.
Yeah, that was actually really cool, right?
It was very neat, and I'm looking forward to chatting with the people who put it on, the host couple there.
Nick and Nadine.
Yeah,
Nick and Nadine, who they're out in the open, and they're actually hosting parties now. They actually invited us. They've got a group where they're going to be doing some parties, which is pretty cool. But this meet and greet in Orlando, which is open to all, is the last. Is it the last Saturday of the month? The first Saturday of the month? Now we got to go look, but I'll put it in the show notes.
Oh man, you put me on the spot. I don't remember.
Yeah, me either. I think it was last Saturday of the month is what it is, but they have it at this place called Sky Bar, which is kind of the preeminent gay bar in Orlando, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's Stonewall. So like the open area top level is where they do the meet and
Sky
greet.
Bar. Yeah, and the people that run the place used to run Pulse. Which, of course, is an infamous place in Orlando with what happened. But those guys, all the donations that you make go to the One Pulse Foundation, which is really cool. So they raise some money for One Pulse. We're there. And, God, I want to say there were, 100, 150 people there?
At least. I was really surprised how far back that balcony went. There's much more people up there than what I could see from the road when we entered. So.
Yeah, I mean, we could hear it, right? Because so this episode's all about honesty, right? So Mickey's going to be honest for a minute and say, I'm an idiot. I am a complete buffoon, a moron, but it's not just my fault. Google Maps fucked me. Because I took Mallory to dinner at this super nice steakhouse right there on Church Street.
It was very delicious and
it was awesome. And we're a little dressed up because we're going out. It's a club, and you got to put your best foot forward. We're swingers, right? So we're like cool. So we get all dressed up. She's got heels on. I got a sport coat on. It's fucking hot in Florida. Don't wear a sport coat.
I mean, it wasn't too hot, but
I was sweating. But see, the only reason I was sweating is because it was a 10-mile walk.
Yeah. The quote unquote 3 blocks we had to go.
They were 3 fucking stadium blocks.
They were literally, no, seriously, we passed 2 arenas.
We did.
And went under I-4.
Yeah, and when you cross Paramore
in
Orlando, that's the thing. Paramore is that line in the sand where you go from you're safe here to Lebanon.
Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore.
So we were like,
I'm making friends with the bums, like,
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, praise
guys.
Jesus. Here's $5.
Yes. Praise Jesus. I made it to the club.
So we finally get there, which it's this immense walk past these stadiums and I'm pretty much dripping sweat from every pore. And I'm like, I just need a bourbon desperately. And we get up there, and I tell you what, the guys were all super cool. The bartenders were great. Just the place was fantastic. Really impressed with it, liked it a lot, and I think we will absolutely go back to one of those, right? I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time. I look forward to going out there again. What else we got going on?
Well, we got a Memorial Day party coming up.
Yeah, that's right. That's next month.
Yeah, that's kind of pineapples, kind of YSW. Like
a little bit. Wow, that group is very interesting.
It really is. Like these guys. So we're gonna get the heads of this pineapple group, a couple that we met, and they are just kind of the nucleus of this group. They're all pretty young, super hot.
Yep.
Fucking nuts is the only thing I can do to describe these guys. They're all crazy, but they're really cool, and I think we're gonna have a good time. I think we're gonna get them down here for a Naked Truth.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'll be.
They
a lot
do
of fun.
a great job. It'd be highly entertaining, especially. Are you talking about our pain slut?
No, I was talking about K&A, but the pain slut, we met her at the STC party. Now,
they'd be interesting too.
Well, I think we're gonna get them over here too because they live like 10 minutes from us.
I know.
Go figure, right? And she is a total pain slut. She loves getting her ass beat.
Yeah. So we had a very interesting conversation when it came to BDSM and some of the other things that they're into.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. We'll get into them later. But, you know, this Memorial Day party is going to be super hot people. Oh, yeah. K&A, definitely. A and K. Get them down here for the Naked Truth. But that group is who we're meeting down there for Memorial Day because it's A's birthday, isn't it? I think that's what that is. Or no, that was just last week. I don't know. We're going to get down there, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to have a good time doing it. We're also ordering swag for Nin. We've got so much crap coming in.
We need to make sure that I have my list done before we order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I have to stay organized.
Yeah, we've got so much crap. I think I just give away too much, right? I'm like, here, you can have this, you can have this. Here, take some of this.
Well, I'm okay. No, I love that about you. We should have tons of shit to give away, but I want to make sure that we're not leaving here without, forgetting anything. Like, I don't know, our casual swinger condoms.
Oh, we have a shitload of condoms.
Because we only have like 1,000.
Yeah, what are we going to do with 1,000 condoms?
No.
We're going to help 1,000 people get laid.
Well, hopefully I'll get to use a few of them.
Well, I think our 15-year-old raided the box, and I think he needed 300. At least he thinks he does.
Oh, yeah?
I looked in the box. I'm like, I told you to take a few.
With them?
I don't know what he's doing with them, but he took a bunch.
Wow.
So there's that. Hey, if you wonder what kind of parents we are, just look at episode 3, Why Our Children Need Therapy and Sex Positive Parenting. Son, there's a box of condoms in my office. Yeah. Feel free to take a few. You took a bunch. How about our listeners, right? So we got this Nin thing coming up. We got Memorial Day coming up. Where do you guys want to see us go?
That's right, because you and I have been sitting here talking and debating, and I think we need to finally pull the cord, rip the Band-Aid off, and get out there and do an actual meet and greet. And we've talked about Orlando and Houston and Atlanta. What are your thoughts? What are our listeners' thoughts?
Yeah, that's really what we want to hear. We want to hear from you guys. Tell us where you'd like to see us go, and give us some feedback. Because if we can get a good idea of where everybody would like to see us, then maybe we can plan a listener party. So we've got some partners.
Awesome.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, just a good time somewhere. Maybe we rent out a bar, or maybe I don't know. We'll think of something, but I'm thinking a listener party's on the horizon. You just got to tell us where you want us to go. So reach out to us at podcast@casualswinger.com and give us your thoughts on why your city is the place that Casual Swinger needs to show up. But hey, today's episode, right? True lies. So what is a true lie? Are we telling the truth in the bedroom? Are we telling the truth to each other's lifestylers?
I think it's across the board. I think there's so many lies when it comes to sex, and as that applies to lifestyle. And it's kind of self-destructive in a way, right? Because I think one of the biggest lies as a woman is, oh my God, I'm coming.
Oh, yeah. See, I think the biggest lie men tell is I love you.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it does. But we're going to get into that here in a couple of minutes. But guys, this is an episode on true lies and telling the truth in the lifestyle. And we'll jump into it when we come back right after this. You're listening to Casual Swinger.
please. Oh my gosh.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Casual Swinger and I'm Mickey.
I'm Mallory.
And we're talking about true lies. We're talking about telling the truth in the bedroom. We're talking about telling the truth in the lifestyle.
Amen.
And we like to say we all do it, but I don't think we all do.
I don't think we do either. I think we've found a way to excuse ourselves, to allow ourselves to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Because maybe we're afraid of our partner, or
Maybe you want to make
it's
them
a group environment.
feel good.
Yeah.
So we're going to break this up into some sections, right? Some wafer thin sections. But sorry, that was my...
Way to make it awkward.
That was my Space Invaders.
I know it was. You're such a nerd.
I love that movie.
You're such a dork.
I'm a total nerd.
I love it too. It's okay.
It's great. All right, I'm going to start quoting Space Invaders now for some odd reason in the middle of, like I said, dead of summer in Central Florida. But let's talk sex. Let's just talk telling the truth in sex. And what kind of sex? Like kinky, dirty sex, boring married sex.
Are you asking me a question, or is that like rhetorical?
Well, how do we tell that?
I'm like, boring married sex for 100, Alex.
No, Beth says we're not allowed to have boring married sex anymore. We have to make it dirty. So I got to put a finger in your ass.
What about that makes it dirty though? What's the qualifier? Is it because your finger is now dirty, or is it because it's outside missionary?
Well, it's only dirty if I reach around and give you the dirty Sanchez.
No offense to anyone who's super into that and finds it like a huge turn on.
Right. We're going to hear from a listener named Sanchez going, that bothered me.
Yeah.
But so lies in sex, period. Right. And I mean, you can't lie to yourself while you're masturbating. Masturbation is truth.
You read my mind.
Right.
That is, if you're successful at masturbating, you have your truth.
There is
you know
truth.
what works. There's no reason that we should feel compelled to lie about it.
Well, there are some people that are very defensive over goats, and if that's what gets you off.
Okay, within
Right.
reason, I guess.
That's
but
bad.
It's bad.
Bad.
Is that what you just...
All right. So
I'm going to have to take like 17,000 breaths in this episode.
I'm very sorry. It's been a hell of a day already. But you can't lie to yourself while you're whacking off. You got to tell the truth. But that's actually a really interesting barometer, like you just said. Like, that's what does it for me, like I should probably be honest about it.
Well, that's at least your foundation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is center. When I'm struggling and say it's a head game issue for me, which when I'm in that mental space, that's usually what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I literally get in the same position, use my favorite toy,
mm-hmm.
and whether it's solo or in tandem,
you're aiming for the end, right?
My goal is to get off.
Well, and when you think about it, so we talked about boring married sex for a minute, but I mean, boring married sex is also like, we know what works. We have a few minutes before the dogs start barking or the kids need to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, we're gonna do what we got to do. We're gonna do as fast as we can possibly do it. So we're gonna use the position that works. We're gonna use a toy. We're gonna, okay, one for you, one for me. Ready and go. And so I don't think...
never just one for me, though.
No, it's never one for you. You suck.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Yeah, you
greedy
get a
bastard.
3, 4, 5. I'm like, okay, can I have mine now?
Yeah, like I have 36 seconds left.
It's okay. Go.
See, it's not boring. It's interesting.
No, it's a race.
It's always
to
a
the end.
challenge.
But we've got some things that we're calling them lies, but lies is kind of a nasty word.
Yeah.
And sometimes we inflate the truth. Like maybe you put on a little bit of a show for your partner.
Putting on airs, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because you want the person to feel sexy. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's why. Or maybe one would feel good about
That's
themselves.
a fair point. Okay. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah. Or maybe it turns you on. Maybe, talking shit or little extra moaning turns you on, right? It reminds you you're in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, in my case, maybe you're addressing the other person's kinks, right? Maybe you're talking a little shit or telling a story or...
Yeah, I don't think that's that. Yeah, I don't think that falls under lying, though. I think that's embellishing,
Yeah, that's a performance.
Kind of. I mean, but you're you're playing into each other.
Okay.
You know, there's still benefits to be had that are symbiotic, right? You're getting off on them getting off.
Oh, I get off on you.
Does that
getting
make
off on me?
sense, or am I just like
No, I think it does.
talking to hear my own voice?
I like to hear your voice, unless you're mad at me. I like to hear it going the other direction. But, you know, I think that lies in sex, there are a few, though. We do tell some lies. And some of it's just straight bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some of it's just
a lot
straight
of it
bullshit. I'm going to start
bullshit.
with my favorite. The one that I'm like, oh, fuck you. I know. Oh, it's so big.
Ooh, okay, so 2 things about that one. Yes, I think it's one of the most commonly used phrases for women referring to men in bed.
Why?
Right? And one, how many of them mean it? Because if you sleep with, let's say, 100 men, right?
Slut.
50 of them are going to be below average, just statistically speaking, right?
Yeah, you'll have a
So
bottom
you're
half and a top
fucking
half.
lying.
You could do that with 10. You don't need 100.
And get creative. What am I? What did you say?
I said you could do that with 10 guys. You don't need 100. But I mean, if you want to go for the gold, by all means, you slut.
I dream big.
Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about, dreaming big.
I know.
So why do we go?
Wait.
Oh my God, it's okay. Go ahead.
I wasn't finished with my point here. So the it's so big. Like, I also need a more creative space. Like, if you're gonna make commentary on a very specific sexual organ, like, you need to like get a little more creative. Like, I love how it turns to the left.
Right?
It hits me in that spot just right.
That left you made on Fallopian Highway, oh, that was hot.
I can't take it seriously now.
Okay, but
Keep going.
all right, well, so I mean, you're famous for "you're so hard." I've heard you say
Yes.
it when we were playing with another couple, and you're
Yes.
like, "Oh, you're so hard." I'm like, "Well, he's got a little tweeter."
That's not. No, I do. That is not my cover for.
It isn't.
No, because it's different than You're So Big, and I will not say You're So Hard if they are not.
Oh, so if,
Yeah.
if he's trying to break down the barn door with a wet noodle, you're like, "You're so soft." It's so supple. No?
I love the way you touch my tits. I don't know. I find something else to say that's distracting, so we're not focused there. If that's the case.
Okay, because you know maybe the guy's already self-conscious about it, so you don't want to point out the supple curves of his
Well, and I am
flaccid
known.
penis.
I am known. Like, if I'm not getting a lot of like audible responses, I will go. Would you like me to shut the fuck up now? Because I totally will, and just start moaning.
Well, no, it plays into the other one because guys, I mean, eventually, if you've hooked up with a guy a few times, usually most guys will not go for the gold, like if it's your first time or a one-time hookup or, you know, it's a Tinder date that went well. They're not going to try and put it in your butt. But after a few dates, you know, maybe you've been together a while and you're like, hey, what do you think of the back door?
Or
And the
married for 14 years.
what's up, baby? And you know, then the guy's eventually like, hey, what do you say? And the answer is always the same. That's way too big for my ass. That is not true.
Well, it is initially. Like, you just don't go from nothing to sticking a whole cock up there. Like, there's a buildup and there's like prep work, and you gotta like work it out.
Okay, you got to work it.
Yes.
I need RuPaul right now.
There's a graduation that happens. Like,
Start with
yeah.
the pinky, go to the index finger, and then go for the gold.
Wow, you're so old school.
No.
You get way too much information from porn.
Okay, how about
Actually,
lies?
I think
Guys
that, yeah, you're so tight.
Yeah, that's not always true.
No.
That's not always true. Sometimes you're throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Yeah.
Like, wow, there's room in here
if
for
it's
two of
not
my
the,
friends.
The tightest, like, why do you think I say that? Here's my question.
I think the same reason girls say it's so big. It's what they want to hear. They want to hear that they're making their partner feel good. They want to hear that they're bringing pleasure to their partner and that something about them is unique and special.
So you think it's part of the psychological fuck, even if they don't mean it?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I mean, so there are things that happen in the bedroom, right? Like, I mean, if you can't feel it, if it isn't very tight, maybe the guy starts to go soft a little bit, or maybe his head's not in the game. And then it's kind of hard to be like, well, if it's so tight, why are you losing your shit?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's not, I don't think you should say it. But, you know, positionally speaking, there are positions that make it tighter than others, right? I mean, you know, it's, you know, face down, ass up, you know, is about as open as it gets. So if it's tight that way, it's going to be tight all the way. It's going to be tight all the time. Which is
I
fantastic.
learned something new.
Yeah. It's like if that's tight, you're pretty much going to be able to have a great time. But as I'm told by Mallory, we're not supposed to start that way. We can't just start off,
No, I think it's a little too aggressive. Unless there's been build-up prior. Like, I just can't do face down, ass up right out of the gate.
Yeah. What if it's makeup sex and I'm feeling aggressive?
Then I'm the boss.
Yeah, she just gave me that look. All right, biggest lie that anybody tells in a relationship.
I love you.
Yeah, no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a family member that told me once that men use love to get sex.
And women use sex to get love.
That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I love you is in relationships the number one lie people tell. Now, they fake it till they make it, right?
Yeah.
You start out going, okay, love you too. love you too. Yeah, me too, babe.
It's pretty much exactly how that went, by the way, the first time that happened.
I think you should tell our listeners how you told me that you love me.
Fuck. Okay. So we're dating long distance. So Mickey and I dated long distance for almost 2 years. We lived about 1,000 miles apart. And in the very beginning, I think we'd been together a couple months. I had a couple girlfriends I was really tight with, and they'd come over, hang out. We'd have a few bottles of wine, and then you and I would do our Skype call or video chat at some point during the weekend. And it was before, after the Skype call, or I was rescheduling, and I think you were watching UFC. I think it was a Saturday that you had UFC.
Yeah.
So I left you a message because I didn't want to wasn't being into texting at that point in time. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. This is what's going on. Da, da, da. Love you. Bye. Hung up the voicemail, looked at my girlfriend, and I was horrified. I threw the phone like it caught fire across the room.
It bit you in the face.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Because you can't log into your own voicemail and erase it.
Right.
And what am I going to do? Call you and tell you don't listen to the voicemail because that's exactly what you would have done?
Uh-huh.
No.
I would have been like,
Exactly.
okay, I'll delete that. No problem. I'm listening.
So the next day when we talked, it was everything's cool. We never mentioned it. At the very end of our conversation, I'm like, and about that voicemail, no pressure or anything. It just kind of happened. It just flew right out of my mouth.
So here I am. I've got, 20 dudes at my house. We're watching UFC. We're all, yeah, fuck him up. Woo, whoop ass. And I check my voicemail, and I see I had a call from Mallory, and I'm like, okay. So I listened to it, and I went, probably not going to tell the guys about that right now. Just going to keep watching the ass whipping.
Dude, were you terrified, though, in that moment? Because it was a very casual voicemail from what I remember. Just me and so-and-so are going to go, grab some dinner, or I'm going to be busy, or I was just thinking of you. It wasn't anything of real context that I remember. And then it was okay, love you, bye.
Yeah, well, so we were still kind of in the Groucho Marx phase, right? Where I didn't want to be a part of a club that would have me as a member. I didn't really
Gotcha.
If you would say that to me, I'm like, great, she's telling 10 dudes she loves them. I just wasn't sure where we were at. So
Yeah.
I think that was a little scary. And when you drop truth like that, because you meant it, it was scary. So sometimes truth is a problem, just like lies are a problem.
I have to agree wholeheartedly.
And that's why we tell lies in the first place.
I had to have that conversation with myself. I'm like, did that just fly out because of something habit, or is it because of the way I feel? And I was like, I have to own it. I totally head over heels for this guy. I'm completely in love with him. Mm-hmm. Whether it works out or not, that is the truth.
Hey, it kind of worked out.
I think it worked out just fine.
We had morning sex, so we're still doing it.
We are.
So, let's go beyond, because that's all heavy and shit. So let's talk about a lie that I think it gets told in two different directions. I've been with ex-partners. How many people you've been with? And
do you still think guys overestimate and girls?
Guys overestimate or kind of fluff it up. I've been with 150 chicks, and then
to other guys though.
Yeah, and then women, they round down, and they round down hard. They take off the first 10.
You think so? Because I don't even know if that's really discussed anymore. Do you think people talk about the number of sexual partners?
I don't think people in the lifestyle do.
Okay, so maybe I'm just in a vacuum then.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
You've been with me so long, but if let's say that I get hit by a rampaging cow in the backyard and meet my untimely demise, the next guy that you meet, that's going to come up. It comes up in every relationship, right? So, How many dicks have you ridden there, cowboy?
347, sir. I have no idea.
Carry the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a big deal personally. I mean, obviously as lifestylers, we're like, fuck it. Yeah, I want to have sex. Let's have sex. And then you don't, I mean, I certainly can't remember them all at this point, but
yeah,
the vast pantheon of sexual partners that I've had.
Do you think it's a little classless to keep count?
I don't think so.
know.
I think everybody's kind of got a fuck it list, right? Like there's some things you want to knock off, right? So
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think, but I don't think people in lifestyle talk about it, but I think that in relationships people do, and they lie about it. That's a very common lie.
Yeah,
and
true.
Maybe it's a good thing, right? Because you meet a girl at church and, she's like, I've been saving myself for you. Honey, you're 42. You know something bad's going to happen, which leads me to my next lie. Oh my God, you're really good at this.
You think it's autonomic?
Really?
In sex, you're so big, you're so good at this. Like, do you think maybe the impression porn's given or whatever, like those are the things that have to be said in the moment versus being honest? Like, all right, that kind of actually hurts. So maybe like if I could just put my leg over, maybe a balancing act between, is it good for me, good for you, good for me, good for you, good for both of us?
Well, I mean, if her teeth are scraping along the top of my cock repeatedly, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you're amazing at this. I have to think of something else to say. Like perhaps if you keep that up, I'm not going to be able to have sex because I'll be bleeding.
Right, which is kind of the point of the whole thing. Why lie?
Yes. Why lie? Right? Because you're the best I've ever had. Like, it's great to feel like you're on the all-star team. That's amazing. Like, it's so cool to feel like you're really rocking it.
Yeah.
But if you're not, say something. Be like, look, I really love this position. I like it when you X. Like,
yes.
Do more of that.
That's advice that I took a long time ago from someone is you are really good when you blank or when we blank or at blank.
Right. Do more of that.
Yes.
Right. I think one of the worst things that we do as guys, and I've caught myself doing it. I think actually people do it in general, right? You'll come up and you'll start rubbing my back, and I'm like, oh, that feels so good. And you
then
every time, you stop every time. It's like, wait a minute. Well, I'm just not going to say anything now. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
But I think you have a good point there. Like I feel like 9 times out of 10, when you utter those words, whatever was going on ceases.
And in the bedroom, it's not that much different.
Yeah.
Right there, keep doing it, that spot. And what do guys do? They change shit up. Well, I'll really throw a curveball to her.
Oh yeah, so faster's going to be better.
Right. Or
harder is going to be better.
Put my thumb in her ass. She'll love that. That'll throw her right over the top. No, it won't. Keep doing what she said to do.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if they're being that vocal about it.
If you're not telling the truth.
There you go. And it doesn't feel good and you just told them to.
Then they're going to do it every time.
Who's winning that game?
Yeah, nobody wins when you do that.
Because he's trying to please you. You're not having a good time and you're telling him to keep doing the same thing that doesn't fucking feel good.
So in the lifestyle, is it important?
Just had this conversation with a girlfriend.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah. In the lifestyle, is it important to give honest feedback so you get what you want out of the scenario?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that it very much is, right? I think that's a really big deal because that leads us to the last lie we hear in the bedroom, which is the big one. I'm coming.
This one's a good one. So
no, seriously, I'm coming.
Sure you are. Wait, you just spit on my back? So I think, and I did not look up anything. So we're not doctors, we're not researchers, we're not scientists.
We're just sluts.
Fucking a married couple that like sex.
A lot.
I'm going to go ahead and say women lie about getting off more than men do.
I think that's 100% because, again, like you said, what am I going to do? Spit on your neck and be like, whoa, that was awesome.
Yeah,
close your eyes. I'll spit in your eye.
Yeah, right. For a woman, there's very little physical proof, right?
Oh, no, there is with you.
But you only know that because you know me so well.
Welcome to the pod.
Someone I've had sex with for the first time, they probably would not know.
No, that's true. They'd be like, wow, you're really wet. I know, because I came.
I'm just really wet.
Yeah. So
and sometimes I just get really wet and I don't get off.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
That's actually true too. So what's the benefit in lying about an orgasm for a woman? Because, maybe it's because he sucks at it and you want him to stop. right?
It could be, and that's a tough.
Or she sucks at it, you know? Okay, so there's that. But I'm just wondering, I mean, how do we get past that? How do you get to the point where it's like, all right, here's what's up. I know what works for me.
There's so many women that out there, maybe not in the lifestyle. I think, you know, we've graduated and we tend to know ourselves pretty well. But women out there that don't know what works for them or have convinced themselves that this mediocre or
it's good enough
is good enough.
Ooh,
and
that's
never gotten
that's
off.
the enemy of all.
I met a girl
enough.
who was 32 first time she had an orgasm.
I know a couple of women that have never had one.
Isn't that's to me that's so mind-blowing. And is that a byproduct of physical stage, maybe something to do with nerve endings? Is it, you know, anatomy related?
Most doctors I've talked to say it's mental. They say that
that's
maybe
the other
it's
thing.
Maybe a byproduct of abuse, or I mean, there's some pretty harrowing shit out there that that fucks up your ability to relax like that sexually.
Sure, or an ability to communicate with yourself.
So speaking about mental space, do you think that lying about an orgasm from a female perspective solidifies, in her mind anyway, the relationship? That if I make him feel good about himself and I make him feel like he makes me happy, then we have a good thing. You know what I mean?
I think it's definitely it can spawn to feed the male ego, especially early stages of relationships.
Yeah, like
What about in the lifestyle though? Say the first time you hooked up with a couple or a guy.
that just sounds like a bad idea. Like,
Yeah?
I mean,
I think it's very similar.
do you?
Yeah, I think we'd be just as inclined because we want to make them feel good.
Okay. So
But-
we're interested what you guys think about this. So give
Yeah.
us some feedback on it, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, or on our email. We would love to know, why do you fake it if you've ever faked it? And
Yeah.
by the way, this is one of my fun things to do with Mallory. Secret time.
Secret time. Have you ever faked it?
Yeah. Oh, you beat me to it. You seriously beat me to it.
So fucking hijacked that.
You did. You suck. Secret time.
Hilarious.
All right. Well, quid pro quo, bitch. So, have I ever faked it? Honestly, yes, I have.
Me too.
I did. I faked it with a condom on. I was like, yep, I did. I totally came right there. Did you see that whole ooh,
Yeah.
sound like a gorilla. Like, I don't know what I sound like when I'm coming until
I
I
have.
try to fake it. So you have faked it.
I have faked.
Yeah.
It's been a very, very, very long time, but I have.
Yeah. And why
And I'm not good at it. I got caught faking it.
why'd you fake it?
Because I think I just wanted it to be over with. It was one of those things, like it felt like doing the dishes or doing laundry. At the time, I was just like, no, wrap it up, pack it up, let's go. Like,
Ship it.
We're done.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
That's just terrible. That's not a good
It
thing.
is terrible. Well, and I'd pretty much decided then I there's no point in lying. If it's just not working, I'm okay with saying, you know, it's not working for me. Let's focus on you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's not working for me in this position. Let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm okay with raising my hand. And I found because I do that, I actually check in. Hey, do you like when I was this way or when I was this way?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and try to get some feedback from my partner if they're not doing the same thing.
I find that if I am sitting there thinking about, well, I wonder what happened to all the left socks, it's probably time for me to wrap it up and be like,
Yes.
yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm sitting there pondering the mystery of the lost socks, I am done.
Yeah.
Like, he might still be in the game, but it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's time to move on. So why don't we just say what we mean? Do we need to be lied to? Is there a price for honesty in the
I think
lifestyle
so.
and in relationships? It's probably two different answers.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. Yeah, I think in like just real life, yeah, I think we're kind of bred to, I don't know, not be okay with ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe that.
Well, think about it.
We're
Walking
getting
through
way
the
too
airport.
deep on this.
Yeah, walk through the airport and you get ads for plastic surgeons.
Oh yeah,
Right? You get ads for makeup, ads
Mm-hmm.
for everything that says you need to be different than what you are.
Yep.
So we feel like we need to be better, and we feel like we need to tell everybody else that they're better than they actually are, so they feel good.
Yes.
So I think we kind of need to be lied to. The government thinks they need to lie to us, right? They'll, $10,000 hammers. They're spending that money on something.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
what's the price of honesty? And I think the price is some people can't take it. Right. Some people can't take, and that is going to damage some relationships. But
I'm afraid of confrontation because of it. Fear of, hurting somebody's feelings.
yeah. Yeah. Now, is there a long-term downside to faking it? in relationships or in the lifestyle?
Fuck yeah.
And what do you think it is?
In relationships? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to spend the rest of your life with this human?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't get off because you've been lying about, like, he thinks you get off doggy style and doggy style only with a thumb up your ass, and you don't. And what?
Terrible plan. Terrible plan.
It's a horrible
How about in
plan.
the lifestyle? Is there a long-term downside to faking it? That every time you hook up with this guy, he's going to put a thumb in your ass? This is the anal episode, everybody. Welcome to anal. Yeah.
I think actually that paints a good imagery, right? Because it's like putting your finger in the hole of the dam when it's leaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's the, no?
If it's leaking, I'm not putting my thumb
Wrong
in your ass.
analogy. Poor timing. Okay.
Okay.
I'm out.
If it's leaking, I'm not putting my thumb in it. I'm just saying, ew. I might be like, we need to stop. I'm not putting my thumb in it. I think there's a downside. I think there's a big downside to faking it. And I think in the lifestyle, it actually kind of keeps us from communicating openly because there's always that thing in the back of your mind. They're like, wow, that person can not eat pussy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, if they can't do it, then we probably, shouldn't be doing it. But you know what? In the lifestyle, let's just talk lifestyle, strictly lifestyle for a minute. I think the biggest place where we, play this true lies game is the profiles that we write online.
That's an excellent point.
It's looking at them. I mean, everything from, age,
old pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, height, weight, saying, I'm 6'2", you meet the guy. By the way, what's up in Orlando with the height of dudes?
There's a lot of shorter dudes in this area.
Yeah. I mean,
I was really surprised.
Yeah, we went to that party and
I looked across most of them in heels.
I could see over the tops of their heads.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was different.
I mean, I'm 6'1". I'm not a really, really tall dude, but still, I was like, wow. I didn't think I was
feel
this
like
tall.
Andre the Giant right now. But back to
gosh,
profiles. Yeah, back to profiles. And there's nothing more disheartening than chatting up a couple, meeting, somebody online, and then they're in person there.
Yeah.
Obviously, a few years older, and, life happens. So what? You put on an extra, 20 pounds. Just be fucking yourself. Be honest about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and we tell people all the time, we'll party with anybody.
Absolutely.
And you could be the most beautiful people in the world. That doesn't mean we're going to hook up. When you might not want to hook up with us.
Yeah.
We're still going to party. We're still going to have a good time.
Exactly.
I think the biggest issue we run into is we're honest about the podcast. We tell people that we have a podcast.
It scares the shit out of people sometimes.
Yeah, we've had people that we're talking to online ghost when we say we have a podcast. Like, fuck that. You're not talking about us. We're out.
Go.
Peace.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right. But anybody that's been out with us knows we don't talk about you unless you give us permission. So
yeah,
we don't do that. But, the other thing that I think people in the lifestyle kind of put on a show is their financial status.
Yeah, they can at times. We've seen a few. Or they're either all about the style of life that they're living,
or want to be living.
And to me, that's a little sad because they think that they're going to gain attention or, have more importance because of that, because of status, socioeconomical status, like.
And that would make me sad. I hope that's not why they do it. Yeah. I would love to think
but it's the same thing with the regular profiles too. Because if you're looking at the 5,000-foot view, it does kind of feel like a meat market, and then it feels highly competitive. Like as a girl, I'm looking at all these profiles, and I am absolutely comparing myself subconsciously to her and her and her and him. Like it does happen.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And I would like to think that people put out what they want to get back.
Yes.
Right. You want a couple that what is it? Kate says, "Don't yuck my yum." Right. She wants people that feel the same yum you do.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So and I agree. Like if that's your thing, right? If you like going out on your yacht and you own a yacht and you want somebody else that owns a yacht, well, then talk about your yacht. I don't own a yacht, so anybody that talks about
I have a kayak.
Yeah, my kayak's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I'll talk
Your
about
kayak is awesome. Mine is like really lame. I have a paddle.
I have a motor.
I know. You won't even tow me.
Paddle woman. Work those shoulders.
My arms look good though.
Yeah, they do. That was fun. But, I think when we talk about, financial status, there's no reason to put on a show, no reason to put on airs. Be who you are. If you got a John boat and not a yacht, love your John boat. Rock what you got. And, it's funny. That works for penis
It's a
size
metaphor.
too.
I was right there.
That's fantastic. What about taking one for the team? That's a lie in the lifestyle.
Yeah, because you're convincing the other person that you're into and you might not be.
Yeah. Why do I keep having to take one for the team?
Stop saying that. That is so not true. It's been 100 years since that's happened.
I know, but I'm never going to let you forget it.
One time.
One time.
And it was just because her foot was funky.
She had a club foot. She wanted to put it on my shoulder. I was like, please don't touch me with
Your
it.
face was amazing.
I didn't see it.
You were shocked.
It was too late.
You were shocked by the foot.
It was too late. It was right there in my
Well,
face.
how am I going to slip that in? Oh, yeah, she's sweet. Yeah, they have this many kids. She's super into you, loves your personality. Oh, and by the way, she has a club foot. And
She's got
just
a
walk
stump.
away.
It was a stump
It was mutilated in an unfortunate accident as a child.
with a lawnmower. All right. So last one, right, are kinks.
Mm-hmm. Lying about the kink,
Lying about your kinks.
whether you're into them or not bringing them up at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
I think
if
you're
you're
spot
into
on.
it, you got to talk about it. Or not, you don't even have to talk about it, but be honest.
Yeah.
Or you're never going to get it
See, I wait to bring up the spanking until I know I can trust them.
until you know that you want them to beat that ass.
Because I'm still reserved, right? That's a trust issue with me.
Okay. That makes some sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, it's people ask me about kinks and I'm like, I don't really have very many. I mean, you're over here making a face. You're like, yes, you do, you dirty bastard.
You dirty motherfucker. You definitely have kinks.
But it's different for everybody. And I think you do have to be honest about it. If you like it and you want it to be like, yeah, that turns me on. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you are with a thumb in your ass.
Again, with the thumb in the ass.
We're going to go.
Next time, you better watch out bending over in front of me the rest of the week. Because all I want to do now is put one of my fingers in your ass.
Can you make it a small one?
Well, I have tiny fingers anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Like even my thumb's tiny.
Let's not start with the thumb.
You'll be fine.
It's too big.
Just take a deep breath.
It's so big.
I'll spit on it.
You'll miss and spit on my back. Your aim is terrible. You spit like a girl. Two.
I don't actually know how to spit.
I know.
I never
You swallow every time.
Like, I think the only thing I can spit watermelon seeds kind of. But I can't
You
if
can't
I'm
even
sick
spit those.
or
They
something,
just dribble
I
down
can't
your
even
chin.
I can't. It does dribble. It's horrible.
You're the worst spitter in the history of spitters.
But that's why I don't spit. I swallow.
Oh, God, yes, you do. Every single time. Well, guys, that's just kind of a rundown on and kind of truth and lies in relationships and in the lifestyle. But there's a moral here. Just be you. Be who you are. Be what you are. Because if you do, it's probably going to work out better because either you're going to end up in a great situation or maybe more importantly, you won't end up in a bad one. And I think that's really critical. I think Mallory agrees. She's over here nodding furiously while she's drinking her coffee. So
I am. I'm super tired and super thirsty. That's my truth.
Her truth. Yeah.
No,
She swallows.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So we're going to come back here in a couple of minutes with a special edition of Swinging in the News.
This is fucking hilarious. I can't believe you found this.
Well, this goes with the lies episode.
Yeah, it does.
So we're
I
going to
cannot wait to call these people out.
I'm looking forward to it. We're going to come back here in just a hot second and talk about a lifestyle resort in Las Vegas, Nevada that is trying to get shut down, and I think they deserve it, but we'll talk about that more when we come back. You're listening to Casual Swinger.
Hey guys, welcome back to Casual Swinger. Mallory here.
This is Mickey. I'm just gonna sing it.
Yeah. I tend to do that. There's something about my name that just makes me want to sing.
You do. You're like, this is Mallory.
Yeah. I can't sing. So
that's how you walk in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Mallory.
Sparkle fingers.
Captain Sparkle Fingers.
So you found a nude resort in Vegas, right? That has all these sensational reviews and have accolades from like Maxim and these really big publication names.
According to them, they do.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I was like, check this shit out. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a resort in Clark County, Nevada, which is Las Vegas. Las Vegas is basically Clark County.
Yeah.
And there's a place that is at least on paper, is a meditative Zen center. It's a religious facility.
Yeah, we talked about one of these before.
We did. That one was in California.
Yes.
It was outside of Sacramento.
Yep.
So this is a meditative Zen center. That's how it's registered with the county, is a religious facility. However, when you go to look them up online, for example, nuderesortvegas.com is one of their websites. And by the way, they have multiple websites that all lead back to this one website.
Okay.
And their website, their very website, is a website that says that they're a clothing optional VIP retreat with luxury day and evening rentals, and it's a lifestyle club and nudity, and they've got all these hot models and these lush gardens. And
yeah, like they look like they're standing on a bridge over a koi pond.
Yeah. And I mean, all these hot,
and they're super hot. Yeah.
Hot chicks everywhere. And then a couple of Buddhas. I see some Buddhas
naked
here.
yoga.
There's somebody doing naked yoga. Yeah.
Okay.
I almost said naked Yoda. I don't know what naked Yoda looks like.
What is that?
There's a pole.
Okay.
And it looks really like just kind of.
But it also looks like it's somebody's backyard.
It just does look like the backyard of a house.
Okay.
But here's the thing. And we talked, this is an episode on True Lies. So the very top, best lifestyle resort in the world by Playboy, Maxim, and their grammar's poor, by Playboy and Maxim and the LA Times. Okay. So I went ahead and Googled it.
Right. And usually when you have an accolade like that, you link right under the name, like say the name Playboy. It's bright blue, double underline, and it links out to that article or that page or that.
Right. Back your shit
right up. Yeah. And we're like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
And by the way, when they talk about themselves on their other websites and the websites that link back to them, they're always VH1, MTV, I mean, AOL.
I mean, it like, so now it's starting to build. Like, all of
the
these
bullshit
no
is
names.
Building.
We're like, where is all this other information out there?
Where are all these accolades coming from? So I started Googling around, trying to find any one of these massive publications that talk about the Sea Mountain One Love nude day club resort inn, any of these things. Because this place is called the Sea Mountain Inn or the One Love Resort. And I have been looking all morning, and I can't find a single reference to this place.
Other than themselves, right?
Other than themselves.
So the point of this is, aren't they being sued now?
They are. So Clark County has been investigating these guys for some time. There is an article out on KTNV, which is the local news outlet, that says that after a months-long investigation, Clark County commissioners voted Tuesday to allow the DA to sue the owners of the property located on East Harmon Avenue in Clark County. So everything from their liquor license to their food to the motel, and then, of course, they throw out to whatever sexual acts might be going on. They never got a license, so there are tons of violations. So these guys have been operating a lifestyle club. They're actually there. There is a lifestyle club there that's been operating as a religious worship center.
Which I understand that completely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. But this place has been operating as a religious worship center, never got any licenses to sell food, never got any licenses to sell liquor, never got licensed to operate an adult establishment.
Yeah.
Like, there's some legit clubs in Las Vegas.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's legit clubs there. And I'd love to hear from any listener who's been to this club in particular, because now, like, hindsight's 2020, with them not having the right, licenses or approvals, that means they're not getting the proper inspections either.
Yeah.
I mean, how in danger were some of the patrons? of attending this facility or paying to go to this facility?
And you got legit places. I mean, one that comes to mind is a place called the Green Door right off the Strip, right? I mean, they pay good money to be where they are, and they pay for their licenses and their liquor fees and everything else. And this KTNV article says that county documents showed the property was operating illegally, both as a bar, a spa, a motel, a nightclub, and had multiple names: Sea Mountain Inn and One Love Temple. Every Google search takes you right back to this one website that makes them look like they're something they're not. And
womp,
that womp. The last time this happened, the last time we talked about a center that was a swing club that got shut down, we were on the side of the center. We were on the side of the people that got shut down because they weren't bothering anybody, and for them it was a religious experience.
Right, and
But these guys, from everything I can see, are full of shit as a Christmas turkey. I mean, I'm looking at this going, now their Yelp reviews and their TripAdvisor reviews are pretty good. But if they'll lie about who's talking about them, if they'll lie about, how good they are and what AOL and Maxim and Playboy, if they will tell that lie right here in writing, are these reviews real? I would ask that question. I mean, if you're going to lie, where's the lie end?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't find it. And, it's not hard. A quick Google search. If I search Playboy and this resort name, it should come up. I mean, it's your marketing. So guys, this is a huge lie, but I'm going to put in the show notes all of this, their Yelp reviews, their TripAdvisor, and also this article to KTNV where these guys are getting shut down. This is kind of crazy. Yeah.
I mean, and it's not something I would have thought of prior. Like, how much investigating do we do with some of the clubs we've attended?
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we're just like, to hell with it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we went to that one in Pennsylvania where we looked at each other and we're like,
Yeah, we ripped the Band-Aid off on that one, and we're like, no, put it back on.
Yeah.
Put it back on.
Gotta go. Get us out of here.
Time to roll.
Exit stage left. Well, I mean, it was the banjos when we were pulling up, and, the
smell mold when we walked in.
And there was a house across the street with people staring at us while we were walking in.
I think they were taking bets.
They're going to leave early.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about swinging in the news, we're looking for opportunities to just kind of express the lifestyle and talk about fun parts of the lifestyle. But this episode was about lies.
Yeah. And this article, this resort actually, hit the nail on the head when it came to truth and lies, right?
It really did. I mean, these guys are marketing themselves badly, and they're probably taking money out of people's pockets.
Well, with you having some journalistic background, I know it bothered the hell out of you.
It did. Like, fuck you suck.
Yeah.
But hey, this has been fun. This has been fun kind of sorting through these things. And now
this episode's been a little different. We're kind of more relaxed and but
we know you fake orgasms now.
I do not fake orgasms. Don't fake orgasms. Nobody wins.
Well, and you guys have been listening, and you guys are probably caught, over the course of this episode, you've heard some orgasms. Those are all fake orgasms from our listeners that you guys sent us. So hopefully you've enjoyed them. And maybe you heard yourself.
I think there's one that's real in there.
Is there a real one?
I think there's a real one.
Oh boy. So now guess. Actually, that'll be a fun game. If you can guess which orgasm that we played during this episode is real, let us know. I don't know if we can guess, but hey, this has been a blast. Mallory, why don't you tell everybody what's going on?
You guys know where to find us, right? We're Casual Swinger everywhere. That's not Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SLS Cassidy, and
Double Date Nation.
Double Date Nation. That's right. We added a new one.
Yes, we did. And fuck Facebook.
And I said that already.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Oh, yeah. We're YouTube, too.
We have a YouTube channel.
We do.
Who knew? I didn't know till like yesterday.
All our stuff's up there now automatically. So
yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. And reach out to us at podcast@casualswinger.com for any feedback, questions. And
leave us a review on iTunes.
Yes, iTunes. We love you, too.
All right, everybody. Thanks for playing. We'll see you soon. You've been listening to Casual Swinger.